What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what is really moving it. And aside from that, a lot of people are speculating on when the Gravity is going to be unveiled. So I want to give a little bit of insight to that. Before I get into any of that though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off, Lucid is down 1.92%, 328 the low, 340 the high. So the market is trying to digest quite a lot today. So one of which is just escalation coming from the Middle East, which is causing oil to run up like 4.5%. So of course the market absolutely hates that in general. And then aside from that though, a lot of data did come out, not necessarily the best. So initial jobless claims higher than anticipated, so 258 versus 231 the forecast, and CPI both on a month over month and year over year basis was higher. And it's one thing just to look at this for face value. The data points behind the scenes kind of shows a little bit negative, even more negative data, because energy did go down 1.9%, meaning the other basket items did go up equivalently that, right? So this 0.2 isn't really all that accurate. And this is why a lot of people don't like CPI and the Feds use PCE rather than CPI, but still in general, the market is doing fairly good in my opinion, given this data. And luckily enough, none of this data has really affected this right here. So still a good likelihood of a 25 basis point cut for the November 7th meeting. Specific to Lucid, no news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. But there was this that did come out, an article talking on a partnership. So Lucid partners with rental firm Sixt in Germany. Prices start at $999 per month. It doesn't actually kind of talk on how many they are actually getting, but it just shows that it's listed on Sixt's website for $999 per month. So in general, this is good. Hopefully it turns out better than Hertz, but I think Lucid just partnering with a lot of these rental firms and just other entities out there is going to really help Lucid bigger picture once they start to really ramp up. And probably once Lucid does unveil the Gravity or even that lower price vehicle, then this is where Sixt will really be able to step in. But another thing that I just wanted to share with you, not a real reason to go out and buy Lucid or sell it, but Saudi Bay did post this, so it's a good commercial near the tail end. This is the first, I guess, ad that does show Lucid Gravity, and the very first one of its kind. So yeah, I think in general that's very good stuff, and just goes to show once again that Lucid is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Like I kind of alluded to at the very beginning, Gravity. A lot of people are speculating like almost every day on social media that the Gravity is coming out, which in my opinion, yes, I would say that October would have been the month, but with their earnings slated for November the 7th, they're not really going to unveil it just by doing a PR. They're going to talk on it most likely during the actual earnings itself, and then give a date. So probably it'll be maybe in November or possibly even December. But there's one thing that might be alluding to why it is delayed, and that is this. So intern homologation summer 2025. So it looks like they are looking for a summer intern for, again, summer 2025. And the fact that they're doing this, which was posted 1 month ago exactly, roughly, and that's out of the AMP1 facility, like it goes to show that there is a lag. And homologation, clearly the testing was part of that, and that was done in August. So homologation requires safety testing, crash testing, and many other things, and then they get the rubber stamp, right? In the past, Lucid has actually done PR saying that they have received homologation on the Air, blah, blah, blah. We have not seen that yet for the Gravity. So it is fair to assume, just more of an educated guess, that they have not received the homologation yet for the Gravity. And the fact that they are hiring an intern goes to show that they maybe are just preparing themselves in advance going forward next year for the new round of Airs and just maybe the midsize SUV or some other plan or something like that. So I think that might be the culprit on why the Gravity is delayed. Possibly, again, delayed, take that with a grain of salt, of course. So there's been a lot of, I guess, hiccups, one of which was just the name of the Gravity. So that was more possibly a reason why things didn't go according to plan. Maybe now it is homologation. So yeah, as I've stated in the past, if a company isn't being transparent, one way that you can always do and kind of see what they're doing is looking at the jobs that they are hiring for. So yeah, again, that's just me speculating. We'll just have to wait and see. Shorts right now, though, I'll give you guys a quick overview of that. Shorts are currently increasing 571,000 shares. 28.14% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 252.23 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization is 96.64. And this did change because of this. So 2 times per month, ultimately the NASDAQ does disclose the new true amount of shares being shorted. So on October the 8th, they did disclose. So as of September the 29th, there was 245.75 million shares overall being shorted, and that worked out to be 27.41. So then what Ortex and a lot of other platforms do, they take that information and then they kind of adjust to current date. So yeah, kind of a good thing. Shows that they did return over, I guess, the tail part of September. Still though, very heavily shorted, 28.14%. So yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts on that in the comments below. Moving on to options. So the market's open for another 15 minutes, but 375,000 in calls, 215,000 in puts. Very low volume in general, dollar value, of course. And just to give you as a perspective, so 9,200 bullish, 6,700 bearish for the volume. But 53% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish. And of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be roughly around that $3.50 to $4 range. And then of the puts that are being purchased, it looks like around that 350 or sub 3 is anticipated. So again, I think a lot of people are maybe taking the data that's been coming out and obviously associating it to the options, because the options kind of signal a little bit more downside in my opinion. But on a positive note, you do see more transactions occurring on the secondary market that are buys. So roughly a good about, 7 transactions on the secondary market, and majority of them are buys. And you can tell that based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price. Similar to some abnormal activity after hours yesterday. So there was a couple big ones. Saw a lot of people posting about that yesterday. So 2.02 million. So why entities are buying, I'm not really sure. Once again, I think everyone is just speculating on Lucid on what might be coming. But right now with it at $3.34, it is trading between this S2 and this S1. So 316 is going to be the strong support, and then 338 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. Kind of got above that momentarily, but not really enough to stay there. On the actual chart itself, as I've been kind of stating, it is probably just going to trade between that 50 and 100 day moving average for the foreseeable future. So for those of you that do options, this is a dream, because any stock that is very volatile, like volatility and options go hand in hand. And I actually just put out it was a webinar from 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗧, and I posted that on Financial Journey. So I highly recommend, if you guys want to better yourself as investors, to take a look at that, because it goes all over volatility and what that does mean for options and how you can kind of trade accordingly for that. So I always really push options education, because it's one of those things that I feel like a lot of people do not know. But aside from that, looking at stochastic, you do see it roughly around 31. So no defined trend right now, but number of retail investors are still getting in. So this is a quick summary of everything that is happening in the broader market. Give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you guys been doing with Lucid? And as well, one final thing I just wanted to share with you. Make sure you guys definitely take advantage of this promo, because it gives you 5 free stocks, and free is the best thing out there. Each stock is valued up to $2,000 on a side note. So link to that is in the description below and also the comments. And as well, I did launch memberships for YouTube through this channel. So if you do like my Lucid content and want to support the channel, definitely consider joining as a member. But with all that, I appreciate all of you guys watching.